Check, check.
Good morning, everyone. Here are the attendees for today's pre-bid conference. We have the back chairperson, Rakil Ali is Rakiin, back vice chairperson, Ermi Pigungob, back regular members, Jenna M. Sugabo, Christian George B. Paling, back provisional members, Dennis A. Tumala, Francis Daly Gutom, Ernesto Remolio Jr., back TWG head, Arcely M. Katipay, back TWG members, Ivan Jan Diang, Allen Pimalikay, Rex Impal, Jeff Duhay Lungsod, Angelo Bidulera, Domino Dominic Nyala, Rigel Kent Bicoy, John Carl Tambahuyot, and Jennifer Armirola. Back Secretariat Head, Elsa C. Humadla. Back Secretariat Members, Donna May Rose Duran, Maria Estrella Gracia Remolyo, Connie E. Ujales, Gladys Marie Malikay, and Maria Eva Queen Bation, yours truly. So since majority of the back is present, the back is in quorum.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Eva. Okay, welcome to the pre-bid conference of the two projects with the contract ID. The first one, contract ID 25RJ0002, construction of one-story 5 classroom and one-story 2 classroom school building, secure integrated school, secure with the ABC of 20 million. The second project is contract ID number 25RJ003, maintenance, repair, and rehabilitation of infrastructure facilities, flood control and drainage system structure and related facilities, repair maintenance of Señora River Revetment 1, Tigbawan, Lazi, Siquijor, with the ABC of 2 million. Okay, let's proceed.
Good morning once again. For the basic contract data with the contract description, ABC, and the duration of the project. First project is contract ID 25RJ002 REIB, construction of one-story 5CL and one-story 2CL school building, Secure Integrated School, Secure Siquijor. The appropriation is 20 million and ABC is 19,900,000. With 175 calendar days under major category BICWOPLC, buildings, construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 story. The physical target is 1 story. For the second project with the contract ID 25RJ0003, MOOE, maintenance, repair, and rehabilitation of infrastructure facilities and other related activities, maintenance, repair, and rehabilitation of infrastructure facilities, flood control and drainage system structures and related facilities, repair, maintenance of Señora River, Revetment 1, Tigbawan, Lazi, Siquijor. Appropriation is 2 million and the ABC is also 2 million. Calendar day 60 under major category FCSPS, flood control, construction, slow protection using structural measures. Example given, revetment, retaining structures, and wire net. Physical target is 10 linear meter. The dropping and opening of bids for the two projects will be on June 17, 2025 at 10 a.m.
Good morning. For requirements of bidding documents, the bidder shall submit one original and 2 copies of the first technical and second financial component of its bid. Content of bidding documents. The set of bidding documents for the specific contract at hand consists of the documents listed below and bulletins issued in accordance with ITB Clause 11. Number 1, invitation to bid. Number 2, instruction to bidders. Number 3, bid data sheets. Number 4, general conditions of contract. 5, special conditions of contract. 6, specifications and drawings. 7, bill of quantities. 8, checklist of technical and financial documents, and 9 bidding forms. The DPWH shall post the complete set of bidding documents at its website www.dpwh.gov.ph and at PhilJeps www.philjeps.gov.ph for the general reference of the public for every contract to be procured starting on the first day of advertisement of its invitation to bid. Any prospective bidder or other interested party may thus view or download the bidding documents from the aforementioned websites. The bidders shall note that the procuring entity shall only accept bids from the bidders that have purchased the bidding documents from the office indicated in the invitation to bid, or have downloaded the bidding documents from the websites of the DPWH and PhilJeps, subject to the payment of the fee for the bidding documents upon submission of their bids. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the bidding documents. That DPWH procuring entity shall also make hard copies of the contract-specific invitation to bid available to prospective bidders upon payment of a bidding document fee in accordance to Appendix A of 2016 Revised IRR of RA 9184.
Good morning. For checklist of technical documents, for technical component envelope, legal documents, valid PhilJeps registration certificate or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document, and mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas, and tax clearance per EO number 3980 of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For technical documents, statement of prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules, and Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures, and registration for the type and cost of contract to be bid, and original copy of bid security. If in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and project requirements which shall include the following. Letter A, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. B, list of contractors' key personnel for project manager, project engineers, project material engineers, and foreman to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. C, with list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchased agreement, supported by the proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, as the case may be, and original duly signed omnibus sworn statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperation, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to assign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder.
Good morning. For continuation, checklist of financial documents. For financial documents, letter K, The prospective bidders audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidders' total and current assets and liabilities stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And letter L, the prospective bidders' computation of net financing contracting capacity or NFCC. For Class B documents, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. For financial component envelope, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and the other documentary requirements under RA number 9184, original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, duly accomplished detailed estimates form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in the coming up with the bid, and cash flow by quarter.
As for the criteria and procedure, for the eligibility check, as per Section 30.1 of the revised RRR of RA 9184, states that the BAC shall open the first envelope, the technical envelopes, in public to determine its bidder's compliance with the documents required to be submitted for eligibility and for the technical requirements as prescribed in the said IRR. After opening the first envelope, the BAC shall simultaneously conduct the electronic eligibility check and preliminary examination of the technical components of the bids. Electronic eligibility check shall be done by using the data and program in the DPWH Civil Works Application, CWA. Only the participating contractor who submits the original receipt for payment of the bidding documents or the contract issued by any DPWH field office will be considered by the procuring entity to be undertaken with the electronic eligibility evaluation. That is in clause number 26.1 of the instruction to bidders.
Preliminary examination of bids per Section 30 of 2016 revised RRR of RA 9184. Prior to bid evaluation, the BAC shall examine first the technical component of the bids using pass or fail criteria to determine whether all the required documents are present. Bids that fail to include any requirements or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. Reading out and recording the following per clause number 27.6 of the instruction to bidders: A. Name of the bidder. B. Whether there is a technical modification or substitution. C. Presence of amount and validity of the bid security. D. Presence or absence of each document comprising the technical proposal as per checklist of the required documents. Only the bids that are determined to contain all the bid requirements of the technical component shall be considered for opening and evaluation of their financial component.
Detailed evaluation and comparison of bids. Section 31 of the instruction to bidders. The procuring entity shall evaluate and compare in detail only the bids that are rated as complying for both technical and financial proposals pursuant to ITB Class 26. The bid with the lowest price in the ranking shall be identified as the lowest calculated bid. To determine the lowest calculated bid, the BAC shall use non-discretionary pass or fail criteria as stated in the IB, which shall include the consideration of the following: completeness of the bid, arithmetical corrections, evaluation on equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. Rule on discrepancies per Section 32.2.3 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Total price per item and unit price for the items as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item the latter shall prevail. Stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Unit costs in the detailed estimate and unit costs in the BOQ, the latter shall prevail. The corrected per item cost for all items shall be the basis for the corrected grand total cost. The total calculated bid prices are obtained after making the detailed evaluation and corrections according to the above mentioned criteria.
Hello, good morning everyone. Next is the criteria and procedure for post-qualification of the LCB and award. Per section 33.d of the instruction to bidders, if the BAC determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for post-qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsive bid, or LCRB, and recommend to the HOPE the award of the contract to the said bidder at its submitted price or its calculated bid price, whichever is lower. Per DO 127 series of 2018 dated August 16, 2018, pursuant to item 34.3 of the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act number 9184, and to ensure that all DPWH projects are completed without delay, all bids under awards committee, central, regional, and district are hereby directed to strictly apply, among others, during the conduct of post-qualification of award of contract, the following guidelines. During post-qualification, the BAC shall determine the bidder's compliance through A, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience. B, verification of competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the contract, in which the accreditation of the materials engineer per DO number 98 series of 2016 and accreditation of project engineer per DO number 148 series of 2024 as form part of the requirements and as against the minimum requirements under the bid data sheet. C, verification of availability and commitment and or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of major equipment units. D, checking the performance of the bidder in its ongoing government and private contracts. The BAC shall verify any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence. The agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects. The result of the contractor's performance evaluation system, or CPES, should also be considered by the concerned BAC in determining the responsiveness of the contractor's bid before any award of the contract. Per Section 37 of the revised RR of RA 9184, the BAC shall recommend the award of the contract to the bidder with lowest calculated responsive bid, highest rated responsive bid, or single calculated and responsive bid after the completion of the post-qualification process, within a period not exceeding 15 calendar days from the recommendation to award the contract. The HOP shall approve or disapprove the said recommendation. Prior to issuance of notice of award to the contractor, the BAC shall check whether the contract is still within the bid validity period and all the legal, technical, and financial requirements shall still be valid. Within 10 days from receipt of by the winning bidder of the notice of award, the documentary requirement should be complied before the contract may be awarded. In the event of disapproval, which shall be based only on valid, reasonable, and justifiable grounds as provided under Section 41 of this IRR, the HOP shall notify the BAC and the bidder in writing of such decision and the grounds for it. When applicable, The BAC shall conduct a post-qualification of the bidder with the next lowest calculated bid or highest rated bid as provided in Section 34.6 of this IRR.
For the summary of proceedings, including clarification, amendment of bidding documents through bid bulletins, from Instruction to Bidders, Clause 11. The entire procurement process shall be in accordance with the updated 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 and its implementing rules and regulations. The procurement schedule will be followed unless amendment will be issued. Bidders may request clarifications or an interpretation of any part of the bidding documents. Such a request must be in writing and submitted to the procuring entity at the address indicated in the bidding documents at least 10 calendar days before the deadline set for the submission and receipt of bids. The BAC of the procuring entity shall respond to the said request by issuing a bid bulletin. The BAC, upon its initiative, may also issue supplemental or bid bulletins to amend or clarify any provision of the bidding documents not later than 7 calendar days before the deadline for the receipt of bids. Any supplemental or bid bulletin issued by the Bids and Awards Committee shall be posted on the websites of the DPWH and the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilGEPS. It shall be the responsibility of all the bidders who secure the bidding documents to inquire and secure supplemental or bid bulletins that may be issued by the BAC. However, bidders who have submitted bids before the issuance of the supplemental or bid bulletin must be informed and allowed to modify or withdraw their bids in accordance with Instruction to Bidders, Clause 24.
Any questions from the participating bidders or BAC representative? Mr. Chair, no questions or comments.
Okay, thank you, Vice Chairman. Since that there's no question, let's call it a day. Meeting is adjourned.